Gamers, welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. I hope you guys been having a wonderful week. So got some updates for you. We're going to be discussing the store items that are now in Blackwood. We're also going to be discussing some of the upcoming patches coming later this week and some of the patches they made last week. So some pretty cool stuff. Now if you're still dealing with the Dark Tide event, understand the Dark Tide Lullaby. They are saying that it's probably not going to be possible for them to get some of the items in the past fixed, is what they're saying here, if I'm reading this correctly. And what they're going to do is just award, depending if you have the free pass like I do, or if you pass, they're just going to award those items over to you later. So that's what it's sounding like. Hopefully they can get that fixed, because I am kind of excited about seeing a pass style event come with these types of things, because it's easier to earn your way through them than to wait on random drops. That's just my opinion. And it's, opinions are like buttholes, are only important or useful to the person that has it. So okay, so weekly seasonal items. We have deep iron here. A lot of this stuff is all going to be repeats, okay? What we want to look at is time limited items. Now you can see there's quite a bit of stuff. I went ahead and come up here and popped the plague dust, but there was one other one I want you to pick up too. Plague Bringer's Ward. So this is going to be a great piece of furniture to reduce the reload time of toxic weapons by 7%, increasing damage from toxic weapons by 4%. That means anything that you roll a toxic perk on coming into season 3, okay, you're going to be able to increase the damage and that reload time, or decrease the reload time. Now here's one thing I want to bring you to look at here. So plague dust looks like it's taking 6 plague dust and 4 blighted fuel to make this furniture. That's quite a bit of stuff, so I need to make sure I'm grinding out quite a bit more of this plague dust. Now, will blighted fuel be something that we can take and convert into plague dust? My guess is probably not, considering it's requiring both here. So we're going to want to grind as much of this stuff out as we can, purchase it where we can. We can buy 3 of these from Blackwood every week, or well, this week, I don't know if every week. 3 from this location, 3 from Talak Panjar, then you can get 3 from Unita, and then 3 from her sister. So you're going to be able to pick that up. LeFlus, these are actually, if you have plenty of them, great. If you're just looking to blow your guild marks on something, I recommend purchasing this here. The reason I say that is you can actually salvage this and pick up some plague dust. So that's what I've been doing with all my extras. I've kept about 6 of them for my own personal use. Everything else I'm just taking and just selling them, or salvaging them, I should say. And it's been working out pretty nice to build me up some plague dust. So that's something that you can look at. Now, when it comes to most of the armors and things like that, these look like pretty much repeats of the last few weeks. You see them kind of rotate in and out. So this plague dust, and you can pick up this blighted fuel if you want to. This stuff drops like hotcakes over in northern Africa if you got those heads. And like I say, to get heads, you're going to go to tier 1. You'll talk to Blackwood, and you'd go down to objectives, and there'll be one that tells you to go and grab Plague Bringer's heads, and then come back into World Tier 2 and go over to, really, you can go anywhere. One of the great spots to go is a lot of times we'll grab our helm contracts. These are the roving helm contracts. We'll come down here and we'll make our way over to the mother shipwrecks, and we'll farm helm ships, and we'll also farm out those Plague Bringer ships, and a lot of the weapons and stuff that drop from there, you can get that plague dust. Now, you can also run Lepest in tier 1 or 2, and he drops a couple of plague dust in his chest. He's not a real big source to get it. You get more farming out these ships, obviously. So we're going to come over to Unita. I'm going to show you some of the things there. Then we're going to talk about some of the bugs that we've seen in the past. They did finally address in the patch notes, guys, that later this week, it wasn't tonight, but later this week, they're going to be coming in and working on our manufactories, where we leave a ship on it and it collects and we're offline, and it just removes the item completely from the game, and it's not giving it to us in our inventory. They're supposed to have that fixed by later this week. So my guess is Thursday morning, which is typically when those midweek patches come in. So Plague Dust, again, she sells this stuff. You can buy 3 of them. You can get 900 pieces of 8. Now, when you purchase this, do not cycle to the warehouse originally. Okay, the reason I say don't do that with here is I've had issues when I buy plague dust, it doesn't go to the warehouse. In fact, it doesn't go anywhere. So what I've been doing is I purchase it normal, and it'll go to my ship's cargo, and then I'll come in to manage cargo. As you can see, all the items I bought from Unita, they're going to be in my cargo. Then I can transfer it over to the warehouse, and it'll actually go there. I don't know what's going on. Like I say, I've posted another bug report on that, And you can buy that from her here. You can buy it from her sister over there in Talak Panjara. And again, buy those items from your friendly Blackwood over there as well. So, for those who are unaware of what I'm saying, when you are online, you can put a ship on a location to auto pick up as we did here. Now, once it picks up what it'll actually snag, we need 12 to make a pickup. I'll then unassign the ship. That way, if I log out, before thinking to remove it, I can always pick this stuff up whenever I'm in game. But I'll try to make sure I do not keep a ship on location because, frankly, I'm tired of losing out on materials. I'm also get kind of tired of funding stuff and then you don't receive it. So that's why I kind of make sure I take that off. But they are saying that they're going to be addressing that issue later in the week. So that's going to be awesome to see that get fixed. Now, there's a few other things here. So they had the Dark Tide Lullaby event. That, like I say, I'll just read off what it says. It says, while they continue to investigate and ensure such issues don't occur in future events, said they're unfortunately unlikely to fix this issue before the end of the event. So, as compensation, they'll be providing rewards for the event track to players based off the following conditions. If you've purchased a premium pass, you're going to get all the premium pass rewards. If you haven't and you're just running the free pass, they're going to make sure that they give you all the free pass rewards. And they'll be sharing more details on this compensation at a later date. So I don't expect to see the compensation tonight. In fact, I went in and I checked my pass to just double check. So when I'm looking at the pass here, there's one item I didn't get, or I haven't bothered to earn, which is this emblem, the icing emblem. I don't use emblems on my ship. If it's something you use, then that's cool. I mean, use whatever you want in your own game, guys. But I don't really use the emblems. I like just a black sail, maybe with some sort of a pattern to it. But I went and I checked my cosmetics. This has not been rewarded yet, obviously. So that tells me that we're not at that date where they're going to give us those items. Now, for those of you who have been running the fort plunders, now we had a lot more success this past week since the update on Thursday, where when I go and I plunder any fort and I'm carrying a contract, it's been completing for me, which has been 2 or 3 weeks since we were able to do that. So I've not had any issues with that. Now, when you go in and you start just farming Mega Fort Houston, or even just coming down here and you just start pillaging over here at Grand Fort, when you're in tier 2, if you do it too many times back to back to back, it starts to fail a lot. So there's still something going on with that. They are aware of it. They said in their patch notes that they were able to address some of the issues on the 11th of September. But while those have been addressed, there's still a few causes and concerns for them that they're going to be checking out. And hopefully we'll be seeing that coming up in the next update here. Now, they're not saying that one's definitely going to be fixed coming next week. This has been an ongoing problem since season 1 of this year, guys. So hopefully we'll see some things happening within that. Usually it's tier 2 that has so many issues, but you do get it here in tier 1 if you get enough people farming on the same event. So hopefully we'll see that. Now, they have asked that you send in detailed reports. Now, what a detailed report is, not just saying that Mega Fort Houston broke when I try to farm it. What they want and what really helps them is what I've found is where you show them coming into a event, you start recording and you're running the recording and you're showing what's going on. Maybe you're voicing over, here's what happens when I run this fort, and you run it, and then and you can show them exactly when it fails. They can see the battle patterns and what's happening up to that failure that's causing it. That seems to help them get these things repaired a lot quicker. Same thing with like your events and stuff like that. They're having some issues with this, but this is really kind of something new that they've done, and I was kind of excited to see that it came in, which is where you would have a battle pass tied to an event rather than just randomly trying to drop some stuff from it, because we were able to earn out our cosmetics, the ones that we can earn. Now, of course, there's store-bought items as well, but the ones that we can earn, we were able to earn those on our own. We were able to get like upgrade parts. We were able to get those masterwork kits and things like that from it. And of course, our little motifs for our ships and stuff. And I'm hoping that they can get that fixed and don't just get rid of it and go back to a random drop rate, because to me the random drop rate, it never works in my favor, guys. At least that's what it seems to be. Like I'll farm an event 150 times and not get one single cosmetic from it at times, or not a single weapon. So I'm hoping to see that they can get this fixed and we can continue to run these types of events with those battle passes. But obviously there's been some issues. Definitely wouldn't try to hide that from anyone there, but that's kind of what we're looking at there. And they're supposed to be getting, like I say, that helm manufacturing production issue. They're supposed to be getting that fixed up, and hopefully they're saying they're going to bring us that fixed this week, later this week. Now, with all things when it comes to timing of getting certain types of things and different items and etc. within the game, or even new game style combats, that's going to depend upon if they can get it to us and it actually be fixed and working. So if they're unable to fix it, then we probably won't see it. But it does sound like there's another patch coming this Thursday morning, be Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So that's going to be pretty awesome to receive that and be able to hopefully just set my ship on these locations and be able to produce my items like usual. So y'all have a wonderful day. I'm going to hop off here and get back to the grind.